So I ended up doing an intro for this video and I realized it was very port lining and I look like complete crap, and I still do, but I rather do this intro for this video. And so it was a really productive day, everything that I did. I decided to do like a mini vlog throughout the day, kind of showing you like my breakfast, like my work and all that stuff, and then ended up showing with talking with you guys about actually how I went about having, you know, a better relationship with food and maintaining a good, you know, better diet, and how to be a very mindful eater, if that makes sense, right? Because I think it really comes down to changing a lot of stuff with your lifestyle and also how you think about food. And that's what has really helped me better my relationship with food. I think it was, you know, it's still rough, but at the end of the day, I think I'm in such a better place than where I was before, where I would just label stuff as really bad for you, really good for you. And you know, I feel like it really comes down to getting more educated about it and actually learning from like your own mistakes. And I feel like I'm still learning. I think I learned a lot through social media, through TikTok, like through like reading. It's very interesting to continue to see like what is good for your body, right? So I decided to finally share with you guys some mindful information that I feel like was super useful for me, and it continues to really help me until today. And let alone, not saying that, you know, just changing your diet as a whole is like going to change your whole life. Like, yes, your diet is super important. I feel like it's a little bit more important than the gym, but you still need to work out, right? You still need to be active. You need to still, you know, take those steps whenever you get the chance. You know, today, like, I had a meeting like for the doctor, but I decided to walk 10 minutes to there and walk 10 minutes back to the other place I had to do, and like, you know, be okay with walking and taking those long distances and just be, you know, productive. Like, I can't stress it enough, like, your body is there for you for a reason, right? And like, your body helps you so much, and take advantage of it, because there's so many people out there who, you know, can't, you know, be active and productive because there's so many things that don't allow them to, right? So me knowing that I have complete control over my body, it's just amazing for me, and I feel like super blessed, and like it just makes me forever grateful that I can do that, right? That I can have the flexibility of just having these few days to work from home. So I hope that you guys find this video useful and it's like entertaining for you all. I would mean the world if you could subscribe, follow me on social media. I post a lot on Instagram, but I'm also posting on TikTok if you want to go there and follow me. So I am stacking on Apple Pay right now, and I'm gonna start actually going on and edit and do a few things, you know, her head raised up because she wants them. But yeah, that is all. I hope that you guys are all doing well and that you guys are all getting ready for the holidays and you bought all your presents already. But I'll check in with you guys soon. Alright, so I am done getting ready for the day. So now that I got dressed and everything and I have my skincare here, it's time to make my coffee and my breakfast, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm eating for breakfast today. I'm gonna make some eggs, some bacon, some toast, you know, the good old-fashioned American breakfast. And I'm gonna have some coffee because I need some coffee to wake up so I can start being productive for today. And like actually get work done. Like, so we got this, we gotta do this. So let's get going. Alright, so these are the final results of my breakfast. So I have my eggs. I made 2 turkey bacons, just 1 piece of whole wheat bread, and then of course you can't forget the coffee. I made my coffee. And I'll show you guys what I used for the coffee. So for the coffee I used Cafe Bustelo. It's my favorite coffee. So I always use this cafe, and this is a creamer that I actually used on it. It's from Target. It's their brand, and it's almond milk since I don't want my stomach to be upset. I used this and some regular almond milk unsweetened, and some monk fruit sugar, and some collagen for my coffee. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so right now I am sitting down doing some work, but then I remember I need to drink my vitamins. I have to drink vitamin D3, zinc, iron, omega, and then this is like my hormonal acne medication. So these are actually because I was almost anemic once and I haven't checked my blood to see if I am anemic, but I just want to be safe. So I drink some vitamins, and also for my hair, I was starting to suffer from a lot of hair loss and it made me very depressed, and it kind of still bothering me. So these are some of the vitamins I saw that were recommended. So I'm just gonna drink my vitamins right now, and I'm gonna keep doing some work and keep being productive because I need to do a few more things today. So it's a pretty busy day, but we're staying productive, we're getting shit done, and yeah. Alright, so I'm just taking a break just to breathe, and I kind of just wanted to use this moment to kind of give you some words of encouragement. So I just want you all to know that if you're starting your journey and you're changing your diet, I think that a lot of the times we can overthink stuff and we can be very hard on ourselves, and I think the biggest enemy is really ourselves. And like I can't stress that enough. I feel like last week there was one day that I was being so mean to myself and like talking bad about my body, and like I was like in my head I was really bringing myself down and I was bringing all that negative energy to me. And I just hope that other people around me are not doing that either, because I feel like we can really hurt ourselves like with the words we say inside our minds. And I just want you to know that this is going to be a process where it's going to be a trial and error, and there's sometimes where you're going to start and then you're going to stop, and then you're going to start and you're going to stop, and then you're going to start and you're going to stop. Like, it's normal. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, this is a process that if everybody could do it, you know, it would, you know, it would be easy, right? Like if it's easy, everybody would do it, right? But it's a hard process, so you need to be willing to make those small little changes, right? And that's why I really wanted to sit down and talk with you all about like the importance of finding a balance in the meals you're eating, right? Because if I'm being all honest, like I only eat out like maybe 2 times a week, but that was a huge change from what I was doing before, especially in college when I was eating so unhealthy. So for me, it started off with cutting out how much I was eating out, because like you eating out wastes a lot of money, and you're losing the potential of actually taking care of your body and the nutrients you're putting into your body. So my number one thing is stay home, cook your own meals, and take ownership of what you're putting inside your body. I think that's so important. Like you have full control over what you're putting inside your body if you're cooking your own meals, right? If you know what's being put in your meals, right? If you're going to a restaurant, you don't know necessarily everything that was going, you know, touched your food or anything. Like for me, that's crucial, right? Like I don't mind going out for sushi dates. I don't mind eating Mexican food once in a while, and like in the week, like maybe once or twice I'll eat out. I will be honest, I eat like 2 times a week. And I don't think that's bad. I think that's okay. And I think we need to start really accepting the fact that that's normal, right? We don't always have time to cook, and we don't always have time, you know, to just want to sit down with your friends at home and eat. Like sometimes you just want to go out and treat yourself, and that's okay. You deserve it. And knowing that even if you go, let's say I'll eat out 3 times this week, I won't be so hard on myself on it. I'm human, and when you're human, you are allowed to do whatever is best for you. And if that's eating out, then you do it, right? But you try to have a good balance. Like, do you need to, you know, order so many different sides, right? Do you need to eat, you know, order this, you know, sugary drink? Like, do I need these fries? Like, stuff like that. Like, trying to still enjoy what you're eating, right? Instead of a burger, I'll have a turkey burger with fries. Or, you know, I'll just have the burger and no fries or something. Like, try to find what works best for you while you are changing your routine for your meals. That is super important, and I want to share that tip with you all. Alright, so moving on to the next few tips, I want to start off with actually making sure that you are giving your body what it's asking for. And like, that's like, it goes back to being a mindful eater, because a lot of the time your body will tell you what it wants. It tells you like when you're thirsty, right? Or when you're hungry, like you feel like your stomach is empty and then like starts like growling at you. Like those are the instances that I know that I need to give my body more protein or a snack. Sometimes when I have like a sweet treat, you know, sometimes like just now I had a piece of candy. I eat some fruit or whatever it might be. I feel like my body is telling me what it actually needs. Sometimes be careful though, because when we get bored or anxious or there's nothing to do, we just want to eat just because there's nothing else to do. So be very careful of how you are listening to what your body is telling you. I don't need coffee every day, but I feel like a lot of the time my body is really good at telling me like, today's gonna be a rough day, you need to drink coffee. If you want to be productive, you need this. Or sometimes my body's like, oh, like you need to relax, like I drink some tea, right? So it's really thinking about like what is best for yourself. And for me, like my meal times are really different from other people. At least in my family, I have breakfast around 10:30. So before I go to work, I usually have like a rice cake or something very small, and then at 10:30 or even 11 I have breakfast. Then I have my lunch at 2:30 most of the time, and then I have my dinner at usually at 9 p.m. Again, like my schedule is different, but that's like what I've noticed that my body is working with, and that's what my body likes. And sometimes I even have dinner until 10 at night. So I'm just like between all those meals I'm snacking because my body's telling me like, hey, I need fruit, hey, I need something salty. And guess what, I have those salty treats but in a healthier version, right? The thing is to actually having stuff around your house, produce, grains, protein, all that stuff that you can combine with each other, right? And that's so easy and accessible to you. So what I mean by that is that I make brown rice enough for the whole week, like for like 5 servings, because I can use that brown rice to eat with so many different power bowls. Then I have some chicken that I can use for so many different meals. Or I make like an additional protein that I really like to make is like turkey, ground beef, and you know, I have tuna with me, or sometimes I make enough like tilapia. Like for this week I made like 4 pieces of tilapia to have for the week. I have things around me that are, you know, useful for me to have for any meal, right? I have some spinach that I can use for my smoothies. I have some, you know, I can also use it for eggs, which I used for this morning. And then I had some mushrooms that I also used in my eggs, but I'm also going to use that mushrooms for like later on for dinner. Really knowing what I have for myself is super important, right? And that's going to be key for you to actually have a set plan and be able not to have so much stress when you're changing a diet. When you have so much stress and you're changing your diet, you need to make sure that you have the stuff around you to make the process easier, right? And the process is going to be easier for you if you are planning ahead of time, and that your meals can work together throughout the week, right? Where you can combine different stuff. You don't have to do additional cooking. You don't have to spend more time trying to figure it out. Like, just having the flexibility of having those stuff inside your house already good to go is really nice, right? So those are the things that I think I have found super useful, is just to have stuff around, especially when you're working a full-time job or you're a parent or whatever it might be your case. Like, you don't have time for everything, right? You need to make the most out of your time. And trust me, when you start to have, you know, the resources around you for your meals, that's how I see it. When you have everything you need to kind of combine it throughout the week and for you to keep going, that is going to be like the best feeling ever, because you don't have that additional stress of having to change your diet and be, you know, a really good mindful eater. All right, so I have a few more helpful tips that I want to add when creating, you know, a more consistency in changing your diet and becoming more mindful of everything you are consuming and you're eating and you're putting inside your body. So for my next one, I think it's very important to be very mindful of the nutrition facts. So this is number 4. It's very important to be very mindful of what are the nutrition facts of whatever you are eating, right? I remember I used to just buy stuff without really reading what was the sugar content, or like I wouldn't read how much, like the carbs. I wouldn't read like the calories. I wouldn't read how many grams of sugar anything had. Like, if it seemed good to me, I would just grab it and go. And it's really easy not to really pay attention to those things, and realizing that there was something that was healthier right next to it that was basically sometimes the same price or a few cents more. So in that case, like for me personally, I feel like that happens a lot when I go to like Trader Joe's, even Aldi. Like, there's healthier alternatives of stuff that you can find, right? Like, buy the chips. There's a healthier chips section, right? And stuff like that. Like, people don't realize it, or at least don't have enough time to do that. I just never cared to do that, if I'm being honest. I just never had the energy to put that in use, and I was just like, whatever, like I just trust it. And sometimes I like would think that if it had like fruits painted in front of it or whatever, I thought like, oh, this is gonna be healthy, whatever, right? I thought any orange juice was healthy. No, that's not true. All right, we are off to the last tip. This is tip number 5. Yeah, it's the last one. So it's very important to know the difference between bulking and actually cutting. And I didn't really realize it or actually learn it until later on, like a few months ago. And like my sister always like stressed to me, like, if you really want to be able to, you know, do that progress, you need to cut. And then I would hear like, maybe you need to bulk before that. And it gets a little confusing, right? And for me, it's about maintaining what I have right now. And I found a balance where, you know, I'm having a good amount of protein, but I'm not consuming too many calories. So I'm kind of leaning towards a calorie deficient. So that is more like a cutting. So that means where you're consuming less calories and you're consuming less because you are hoping to lose more body fat, right? So that's your goal is to lose a little bit of weight. Now, when you're bulking, that means that you're eating more protein, you're consuming more, more calories and more carbs because you are trying to gain more muscle, like you are trying to gain, you're trying to make the gains, right? And a lot of people who do bulking is because they're targeting their glutes, they're targeting their legs, and some people even do bulking because they want to look more like strong and have more muscles in their upper body, right? So there's just different ways that people take approaches to their diet, right? So either you want to consume more calories and more protein, or you want to be more on the calorie deficient side where you are cutting out and you're you're consuming a little bit of less food than you regularly do, in order to lose weight, right? And I've seen the changes. I know I've seen some people go on like cut for like 2 weeks and like their body changes like crazy. But like they cut off sugar, they cut off all this stuff, or some people just make their meal size like half of what it was before, and like it makes like crazy changes, like crazy. Like when I see stuff like people's body, how it changes just in 2 weeks, I'm like, well. And I remember I cut off sugar once for like 5 days. And let me tell you, like, I was not bloated. Like, my body was just, like, on a whole different fucking level. And I just, like, honestly, cutting is just so interesting because you can see the impact that it has. But you need to be consistent and you need to actually stay by it for a few weeks, right? Just try to see what works best for you. Try to look at different people, how their journey went when they decided to cut and when other people decided to bulk. I think I want to do a cutting for a few weeks and I want to like kind of document it, like my progress, and I'll show you guys how it went for me. Alright y'all, so I just got back from the gym and I am so ready just to go to bed, shower, and just get ready for tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna be a long day. I have appointments, I have to meet with my boss, and I have to work. So it's gonna be a very busy day. So that's why I made a quick dinner with like leftovers I had and just like things I found in the fridge. This is a very random like dinner that I just like made up right now. So it's like half a sweet potato that I had left. I have some chicken, some mushrooms with peppers, and then I just saw some crab cakes that my sister had. So I decided just to make one because why not? And it had like 7 grams of protein for one or something like that, and it looks pretty good. So I'm excited to try this out. And today I'm actually more hungry than usual. Like yesterday I wasn't that hungry, so I didn't have my like a protein shake. So I made a protein smoothie today, and I used like the same one, the ISO 100, the one that I always drink. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support and for joining and just clicking this video. If you would like to support me, please feel free to subscribe and follow me on social media. I post a lot on social media, especially like on Instagram and TikTok, so if you want to go follow me there. And yeah, just drop down any video recommendations that you would want to see in the future. I am trying to get more better about like documenting several things while just doing a sit down video. So I hope this was like a more entertaining video, if that makes sense, because usually when I would sit down I wouldn't even really change the setting or anything, but today I try to kind of include like a vlog of my day. So let me know how you liked it, and yeah, so hope that you guys are all doing well. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.